Hey guys, you're watching Chaotic TV right now. We're bringing you the second game in this best of 3 TVZ. In the top right on Daybreak we have the Korean player from Startale. He is Bomber. His opponent in the bottom left, the blue Zerg from team Virtus.pro. It is the Russian player sLivko. I blanked on his name because I've not cast him before, but we're going to keep casting him right now. He did pretty well in holding off Bomber's frontal attacks, but since Bomber's got the capability and micro to do those multi-pronged drop attacks that are so annoying from Terrans, sLivko was kind of SOL when it came to that. No, it looks like Bomber's not going to be blocking off this again. He may be going for that 3 command center play that we saw in the first game. He's definitely not going to block this off. So it looks like Bomber's going to depend on his micro and really hope that putting this supply depot here saves him mining time. You see how quickly he goes back. He's probably not even going to scout since he put that there. And he wants his max economy as quickly as he possibly can. Putting down a barracks. Ooh. And he's probably going to get that overall command and go right into a semi 1-1-1 setup. Probably just do a little bit of Banshee harass and then settle back into the play of what do you call it? Marine tank setup. And it looks like sLivko is going to do a little bit of scouting while he puts down his own third base. So what we saw out of sLivko in the last game, just to recap a little bit, he was able to do some decent micro. His Baneling push was not as effective as he wanted it to be against Bomber's incredible micro. He did it well against Bomber's 3 command center setup, and it was able to essentially put a lot of hurt on Bomber, but Bomber was able to bring his SCVs in time to save his very last bunker from dying. We have the spawning pool coming down after hatch, which just means that Bomber's a little safer right now. There's no 6 pool coming in, there's no anything else coming in. A lot of times, well, he's doing command center after racks. He's not going into a 1-on-1 at all. He's just going to start his wall off over here. Okay. Now we see the refinery. Now we see it. If he puts down another barracks, and we'll see he's going to go into that marine bunker setup that he had to save from the early pressure of sLivko. And sLivko, on the other hand, is continuing his very standard play. So we're just going to have to see what happens in this game, folks. We have another refinery coming down, which means he actually is going to be doing some gas-heavy play. If he didn't do a 1-1-1-on-1 base, he's going for a 2-base setup, and now he's putting the wall down. The wall down now, it doesn't help against the 6 pool, which is usually why people put a wall down. But as you saw in the last game, when he put the wall down afterwards, the Baneling bust that came in was not able to get through the bunker and 2 supply depots that were there. So it looks like Bomber's going to be playing a little bit of a safer game, and sLivko is going for his well-known macro style. I say well-known because we saw it in the last game. And Bomber, on the other hand, is a very powerful macro Terran. He's not putting down another command center before putting down a factory, so we are going to see a little bit of this play out of him. We might be seeing reactor Hellions. Yep, we're probably going to see reactor Hellions out of him, and maybe even a Hellion drop, which would be pretty powerful against sLivko, because sLivko, as he showed in the last game, is pretty susceptible to that drop play that we saw out of Bomber, and it looks like we're going to see no forward anything. I can't say pylon because it's a Terran. Oh my gosh. We're going to have to wait and see what happens in this game, folks. I'm sorry for delaying you. But this is from IPL5 WnrRnd1. We have so much more videos to bring to you. If you're not satisfied with this one, you can just keep on watching. You're going to see these reacted Hellions coming right out in the starboard. Maybe even some Baneling, or not, Banshee and Hellion pressure from Bomber, which would be very entertaining to watch. Doesn't always work out, but it is fun to watch. And now we see 4 queens out of sLivko, which I'm actually pretty proud of. He's going to start this serious creep spread across the map, and that is oh so powerful. He's got his 3rd hatch coming down. We're going to have to wait and see for the later game what these 2 players are doing. This neutral depot has been replaced by a depot of Bomber's Hellion. And there's the tech lab for those Banshees that we were talking about. The reactive Hellions are starting to take that map presence, have been seen by the Overlord. They're going to spot this 3rd base. It's going to probably be their first stop. They're going to see these 2 extra queens, and they're going to run away until they get some more buddies coming out, like this Banshee and the extra pressure. He's got a cloak coming in, so those extra refineries are going to be very helpful. The 3rd command center has not come down for Bomber, so we're seeing a completely different build right now. I would actually feel kind of naked if I did all this, but to be honest, if you do all of this very gas heavy production, very tech greedy type play, if you go for eco greedy as well, then you're just kind of really opening yourself up to any kind of counterattack or whatsoever. So you can't do like a 1-1-1 and then go for a third command center without really being vulnerable. Now, there are only 4 Hellions on across the map, and since there are those 2 queens, he's really only bringing these here to stop this creep from coming across the map. And this tumor is going to be seen by the Selnaga tower, and he's going to come down and kill it again, which negates 25 energy of these queens, and the cloak is 3/4 of the way done. The first Banshee is going to be coming out. How many? Doesn't he already have a Banshee out? Yeah, he does already have a Banshee out. Got it over here. I wonder if it's been spotted. I highly doubt it. He's going to hang out over here, but this Overlord will spot it. Ooh, not so much. Got a Spore Crawler. That's actually not in the greatest place ever to defend these drones, because Banshees do have a decent range on them. If they had a 5 range to a 6, that Spore Crawler would be a lot more helpful, but another Banshee's going to come in. He's going to start 2-shotting drones right away. More Hellions are coming across the map, and no creep tumor has been put down because he already has lost 2. He's going to continue his creep up here. Connecting your 3 bases as a Zerg is very, very important. You need to be able to get your queens over wherever they're needed, especially against this Banshee pressure, which 4 queens is going to be very powerful against if you can get them all in one place. But you can see how quickly this queen cannot get across, and this Banshee's already got 8 kills. The Spore Crawler having to move across, and he's going to go right into the second natural base. The queens are already there. The Overseer is going to be very helpful against this, and the Banshee pressure is going to be shut down, but not before killing off a huge amount of workers. He's going to be putting sLivko on the back foot. Even though he's a macro player, he does not have a macro hatch, and he doesn't have that extra production. If the macro hatch right here would actually connect those 2, and would be very helpful. This Banshee has taken out 2 roaches, which is not a bad go for it, but he is going to be losing some inject time by moving all these queens around, which is also a benefit of using this Banshee harassment. The Hellions are here, and if you can pull all of these units out of the way far enough, he's going to be able to run in with these Hellions and continue his just sheer devastation of the worker count for sLivko. Getting easier and easier to say his name. Now we have a Viking coming out to start killing off some of these wayward Overlords. He's going to all the hot spots for Overlords. Another one's right here, and he's just going to continue checking everything. Then he has him. Wow, that's a great pathing across the map. You see this Banshee Hellion pressure is continuing, but he's not building any more Banshees. He's already switched it out with the reactor, and he's going for some siege tanks. So he's going to start his Marine tank production, and he's already getting his upgrades. I'm very proud to be watching this. I love to see Terran played correctly, and it looks like Bomber. This is nothing against his opponent, of course. The Changeling right here will probably be spotted, but not before getting the knowledge of a 3rd base. And now sLivko needs to know that he needs to put out his own 4th base, or at least a 4th hatchery, to continue the production that he needs and really start kicking up his drone mining. He's not saturated on but 2 of his bases. Now, sorry for the radio silence. I was just trying to think of what sLivko is going to be doing from here. He's going to go into a pretty standard infested play that we saw in the last game. Let's hope it works better for him. The production facilities of Bomber are really starting to stack up here, and you can see that sLivko is so far behind in supply. You really don't want to have this happen to you as a Zerg player, and another command center is probably going to be put down for Bomber. Is that a Changeling? No, I was wondering if he was going to be blocked by that Changeling. But it wasn't that purple color of sLivko. So, more and more Zerglings are on the map, and the Infestors are where they're supposed to be, but their upgrades are not perfect. So he's going to be able to surround and kill off all these Hellions, which are pretty supply heavy. But not before the Hellion has done its damage. It's already got 5 kills, and the other one's killed off a number of units as well. We look at the Lost Resources tab, and see that sLivko is again on the back foot compared to Bomber. Bomber going for the very quick 3rd and 4th base. He's going to continue. It doesn't really need to continue his SCV production. He's already at 68, but it doesn't hurt him to have that many SCVs, and the extra money just allows him to remax. And especially if you have these kind of huge amount of production facilities as a Terran, you can essentially play as a Zerg. Now the Armory is here to continue the upgrades of the Marines, but he has not upgraded his tank push yet, and now the Hellion knows that sLivko is probably going to put down his own 4th, and there's another Hellion in the back here trying to kill off the Zergling. It's going to be picked up Ooh, no, it's not going to be picked up at all. It's going to be joined by a couple of Marine friends, and they're going to be able to shut down this hatchery production right away, cancel it, and make him lose a huge amount of minerals. Not huge, but it's minerals that sLivko can't spare right now since he's going against great choke usage, and not the best micro by sLivko. Makes him lose all of those Zerglings. He loses only the Hellion and the one Marine, and now those Marines are free to do even more damage against the mineral line that sLivko really needs to survive against this extra production of Bomber. Bomber going for very safe bunker and turret production or placement. Ooh, he fungled him over the edge of the map, so he's not going to be able to get away with this very full. Ooh, he did get away with it. Oh my god, way to go, Bomber. Paying attention to the map and seeing what's what. The bunkers here are going to scare off sLivko because even with one Marine in them, they have the same animation as if there were 4 Marines in them, so you really can't know what's what when you come across the map. There are, how many medevacs on the map right now to really help against this? Only 4, but he's going to be able to see, and he's baiting a couple of fungus out of these, and you just see the great splitting by Bomber. He's really playing this Terran well, and he's going to bring this. Where's this other command center? He's going to bring this other command center forward to do some serious, or he's actually going to build it there. He's going to be placing some planetary fortresses and some forward defenses against the style of sLivko right now, which is again not incredibly upgraded. He's got +2 melee, and he's getting +2 carapace, but he does not have enough units to take on Bomber right away. Zerg against Max Protoss and against Max Terran is not really the best idea ever. You need to be max for them and keep them at less supply than you, at least do some kind of. Oh wow, I'd love a Nidus Worm right here. That would really make me happy. But you need to have the Overlord there to do that. Now we have the medevac with only 3 Marines in it. Here, watching this hatchery, I think. Yeah, you can see the hatchery, and it looks like Bomber's probably going to run up there and cancel that hatchery after he kills this one. Just going to put sLivko in a bad place production-wise. Killing off these rocks it's probably not the highest priority right now. Running in and killing off these units before they got sieged would have been a little bit better. But you can see the great splitting by Bomber. He's pre-splitting before he goes anywhere. That is kind of awesome. He's going to just use a contingent of Marines to kill off that 4th base, and he's going to keep sLivko on 3 bases, 4 hatcheries, and you can just see how the supply difference is really in Bomber's favor. He's up almost 50 supply, and it's mostly in these tanks, which are now +1, Marines 2/2. So the Zerglings are, wow, great fungal, actually. But now that they're sieged, he really can't do anything against it. He's got to move forward just into the line of those, into the line of the hatchery. Here's the 1 last tank in the back will be picked off. But Bomber still has a commanding supply where he can continue Zergling production. It's going to be great, but not against these Broodlords. These Broodlords are, excuse me, a key target for the continued Viking production of Bomber. Bomber only has the 1 reactive starport, so it's going to be a bit of a problem. He's got these killing off these queens so they can't continue to transfuse. And now Bomber is the one who's being pushed away, and the 4th base being rebuilt by sLivko. Very well done, sLivko, pushing off this force. He's gotten kind of lucky with this late tech. Going for the late tech on 3 bases isn't exactly advised, but it worked for him here, which is very lucky. But he's allowing his opponent to get a planetary fortress, completely wall off his 3rd base, and I think sLivko's going to be in a bad place in the long run because Bomber is going to be able to get the bank he needs to reinforce even after all of these Broodlords are out. You can see that he's building another starport somewhere. Don't see it. I don't see the starport, but he is building it somewhere. Oh, there's another starport. He's got 2 starports coming down. Where? Okay. So yeah, he's going to really chunk out a huge amount of Vikings. He's going to lose a couple of Marines. Oh, big Baneling hit. Hits what? Nothing. 25 have been killed by Bomber. Not so many have been killed by sLivko. sLivko is continuing his Broodlord production, but he really needs to do some damage against Bomber. You cannot allow a macro player to sit and macro. Getting all these starports is going to kill the Broodlords of sLivko, and it looks like even with these ghosts, he's going to be able to start nuking somewhere. Just to do, instead of drops, he's going to drop a nuker. And if he nukes key structures over and over, or even just the hive over and over, he's going to be able to do some serious damage to sLivko's, not only his mental state, see, he's already doing another drop, trying to go less than max so that he can put on a couple more Vikings against the Broodlords that are here. There's 9 on the map, and another 7 Corruptors here are waiting to be Broodlords when he gets the gas from it. But he's not put enough Harvesters in these gases, even though his hatchery's been up for a little while, and he needs another hatchery right away, which is going to be spotted by this medevac full of Marines. It's just waiting there. Just waiting. It's going to be helped by this medevac. Wow, it's just Bomber is just keeping track of everything. He's going to get both of these medevacs, sending this one home. Going to use the stim on that to on this medevac to heal everything and kill off that hatchery again. You can see a big force coming in from Bomber right now. He's going to continue his Terran ship weapons upgrades. You can see he's getting all sorts of building armor. He's going to help those planetary fortresses. The Broodlords here are going to help, but I mean, Bomber is planning on losing that stuff anyway. He's got a huge drop going on in multiple places. He's lost his 4th, killing off the Roach Warren, it looks like, and everything that was here. He killed off the Greater Spire, he killed off the Infestation Pit, he killed off the 2 Evo Chambers, he killed off the spawning pool, and now it doesn't look like sLivko can build anything but, oh, he didn't kill off the Roach Warren. Can't build anything but a spawning pool, which he really needs. He's building another spire right before that whole push came in, so he knew that he was being dropped on, and he spent the time. Ooh, big Baneling hit right there. Will be devastating to Bomber if he can ever actually get that going. 5 ghosts almost got destroyed, and that would have been a big hit for Bomber. That would have been 10 supply. And he's continuing to walk very close to that. A huge amount of Vikings are being spotted by these, but the Raven right there kills off all of those Banelings, and this is a very, very well placed sensor tower blocking, or watching the lower half and being able to give vision of that top half. Now we have another planetary fortress coming down. Bomber again playing like a Zerg, building up a huge bank to reinforce with. He's got enough, and he's continuing to build production facilities. He's got so many reactors here. You can just see the marine production capabilities he's got here. He's got the 2 factories, and if he loses any more, he probably would just continue to build on. But since he's going for what's looking to be a Sky Terran, then it's going to be a bit of trouble. Now he sees that there are 2 Marines coming in here. Wow, there's going to be a lot of vision for sLivko. Going to see the kind of what he's up against. We can already see the units on the map are 9 Broodlords against the middle of the map, which is actually going to help Bomber, I think, allowing him to have the very quick access, but it's also going to help sLivko be able to retreat home and continue his creep spread, which he really does need to do. The Raven is out for the exact purpose of killing off that creep spread. He already had it forced canceled here. The hatchery's going to get forced again, and sLivko is just really unprepared, I think. He lost an overseer somewhere, and there's not enough creep here to really tell us that he had a hatchery up there in the beginning. He's putting down 5 overseers. Holy crap! If he put a couple of those around the map, the Vikings would just kill off all of the overlords that he does have, and I think Bomber's gearing up to do something special. He's got a single nuke available. He's got plenty of ghosts that are going to be great against these light units, and the Banshee's already spotted this other expansion here. sLivko's going to have to cancel that because it's going to bring down probably a contingent of a couple things. He's got missile turrets spread all over the map. Wow, Bomber, you're just doing so well against this player. He's allowed to show his true form. sLivko is not doing bad at all. I don't want to degrade his performance. He's got plenty of the right amount of units. I'm just curious about his upgrades. He's only got +2 Carapace, and I don't think he's got the right. These are almost all support units. This many Corruptors is great against the Vikings, but the ground army is going to be terrifying against this many Infestors. If he doesn't put them down, doesn't get the greatest bundles, you see the Sky Terran of Bomber is going to be very devastating against this, especially if he clumps up all of these Corruptors. They're going to be taken up by the splash damage of the Vikings. Although I might be wrong about the splash damage. That might be something you only see in the campaign. I've never gone Sky Terran because I'm only a gold player. and we don't get to this kind of late game. I like how even on the map the changelings are colored red, even towards the neutral observer like myself. Now it's just continued posturing of both these players. This is reminiscent of Byung versus Hero, although that was a TVP. On this map, it looks like this map is lent towards very late games if they are allowed to get to the late game. You see there are 22 Vikings in this mix, and the use of ghosts is a very powerful thing. He's able to snipe whatever he wants, especially Broodlords with these. You can just... wow. What was that? Seeker Missile. That's what that was. You saw how quickly he devastated the supply of sLivko with the Seeker Missile against this mass of Overlords. And the Vikings are already pre-split. He's putting a nuke down, and if sLivko doesn't get out of that, he's not going to be able to do anything. He's rebuilding his nuke right away. He's got 2 battle cruisers, and it looks like Bomber is really going to go into the Sky Terran mix of this. But his own command center will be... yeah, you saw that. Okay, so we have another nuke going down somewheres. No? Sorry for the jerky camera. I'm trying to see where this nuke's going. It's just killing off this creep tumor. Okay, that's good. But now the 4th base of sLivko has been killed, or 4th position of sLivko has been killed, and he's down on the income supply pretty heavily. Both these players are looking for another expansion, but I think Bomber is the one who's taking his for the longest, and the lost resources are in his favor. You can see they're doing another big... oh! 3 Seeker Missiles went off in that pack of Broodlords. You can see the supply difference right now. The big fungals are going off against these Vikings, which is very, very helpful. But now, how much money does sLivko have to remake these Broodlords? He's only got enough for 4 Broodlords, and that's only after he gets a couple more minerals. Bomber has taken an incredible lead. He's killed off the 3rd base. He's going to be able to run right into the natural after he kills off this hatchery. Oh my goodness. There it is. sLivko claims GG with a winky face, and that is the end of his winners round playing. So we'll see you soon on Chaotic TV. Thank you very much for watching. Cheers.